Judging by the rhetoric, the Republicans on Capitol Hill sure are digging in against President Obama's jobs plan and his deficit reduction plan as well. And it's not just the details. There's a fundamental ideological disagreement over how to fix the economy and create prosperity. With stakes so high, how on earth can Democrats and Republicans work together, one might ask? Well, independent Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont joins us right now. He serves on the Budget and Joint Economic Committees, among others. Senator, thank you for being here. Here's just one example, speaking of what the topic is here. This week, Republican leaders in Congress sent a letter to the Federal Reserve Chair, Ben Bernanke. And if you've seen it, it says, respectfully, we submit that the board should resist further extraordinary intervention in the U.S. economy. We have serious concerns that further intervention by the Federal Reserve could exacerbate current problems or further harm the U.S. economy. You see the House Speaker, the Majority Leader, all on the byline there. What's the perception here? Is this a veiled threat of limiting Fed powers? Should the GOP take control in a couple of years here?
Well, what I find amusing about that is during the Wall Street crisis, not only did the Congress provide some $800 billion in bailouts to Wall Street, but as you know, and we got this information out as a result of a provision I put in the Dodd-Frank bill, that the Fed lent out $16 trillion to every major financial institution in this country, to large corporations, to wealthy American individuals, and to central banks all over the world. I don't recall that the Republicans were then saying, gee, the Fed is overreaching. That was only $16 trillion. Clearly, what the Republicans are about is protecting the interest of the wealthy.
Do you think they're making a threat here to Ben Bernanke and the Fed here, perhaps challenging the very fundamental idea of what they're doing right now?
Yes, I do think they're making a threat. As you know, the function of the Fed is to help deal with inflation as well as to deal with unemployment. In my view, the Fed should be much more aggressive in dealing with unemployment. I would propose that they do for small businesses who can create jobs in this country what they did for large financial institutions and make low-interest loans available to them. $100 billion, not a lot of money, and low-interest loans could create 1 million jobs. So, yes, I do think the Republicans are threatening, and I think that's unfortunate.
And, Senator, they're also saying, though, that the Fed is limited, really, by the options that they have right now. They should focus on things such as keeping dollars spent on foreign goods and oil here in the United States instead. Therefore, they're saying creating more demand and then jobs. That's why they're not supporting any other sort of action from the Fed right now. What do you say to that?
I am deeply moved by the Republican leadership's concern about keeping jobs in America when they have for years, along with Democrats, supported trade policies which have resulted in the loss of millions of jobs being outsourced to China and other countries and lowering the standard of living of American workers. So I think there's a bit of hypocrisy in their great concern. There is tax policy right now, as you know, which literally provides tax breaks for those corporations who shut down in America and go abroad. So I think, again, what the Republicans are doing is telling us which side they are on. Look, the middle class is collapsing in America. Poverty is increasing. Median family income is going down. Working families are suffering. What we need is a massive jobs program to put millions of people back to work. And clearly, that is not on the Republicans' radar screen.
Quick one here, Senator. You're a strong supporter of President Obama's plan to tax the wealthy and the very people that the Republicans are calling, quote, job creators. With this kind of opposition that you are alluding to right now, is the president's plan really symbolic? I mean, what parts can get passed?
I think a lot can get passed. I think every poll that I have seen suggests that the American people understand that creating jobs is the most important thing that we have to do. Every poll that I have seen believes that at a time when the rich are getting richer and their effective tax rate is the lowest in decades, they should be asked to pay more in taxes so that we can create jobs and help out with deficit reduction. So what the president is doing is speaking to what the vast majority of the American people want. His job now, and all of our jobs, is to rally the American people and say to these people in Congress, these Republican leaders who are there to represent large corporations and Wall Street, sorry, you're going to have to pay attention to the middle class. You're going to have to work with us to create jobs.
Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you.
Thank you.